G'day yoga lovers, it's Mike. A little bit of an update. Holy crap, has it been an interesting 24 hours. So we're going to do some stretching, don't worry. But I talked to you guys about getting a BMI scan, like a test. They lay you on a bed and this laser goes all around your body. And I got it and my BMI was a little high, my body mass index. I was noticing I was getting a little curvy. And that's easily remedied. About 2 weeks ago, I also told you guys that I was moving towards an Ayurvedic, a different Ayurvedic eating style, which is 2 meals a day at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. 10 a.m. is good because we start to get into Pitta, which is a digestive time, and 7 p.m. Is outside Pitta, where my dinner is just a little bit lighter. But essentially, for 2 weeks I've been doing it, so and doing a bit more gym. But what was the scariest thing ever is that I walked out with one of the highest visceral fat, internal fat inside my body. Now, I'm actually not a bulbous person, but I was feeling a little bit of inflammation through the chest and whatever. I think a lot of it's got to do with genetics. For some people, it's food quantities and the types of the food they eat. I think that might be a little bit of a factor. I don't drink alcohol. I don't eat meat. My saturated fat is relatively low. I eat more healthy fats, but I'm going to flip it a bit more. The carbs might be just a little higher than they need to be. But I think it's got a lot to do with probably genetics. So it's not an excuse, because once you figure out that it's your genetics, you just have to eat to what your genetics dictate. So I'm curious to see if the eating 2 times a day instead of 3, so I can get a little bit of that fasting feeling, will affect my hormones and my genetics. So we'll see. But the visceral fat, the fat that we all have visceral fat, but mine was probably double what it should be, which is not good. So I'd encourage you to all get a BMI and check it out, because you can walk around and be relatively, I'm not skinny, but I'm not bulbous, and have no idea that you've got this silent enemy. And we've had enough of those silent enemies. So anyway, so 2 meals a day, 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. and a little bit more cardiovascular. I haven't been doing any of that in the last 6 weeks because of the closure of the yoga studio. So that might be a bit of a contributor there. Anyway, so yeah, I'll keep you updated. Keep you updated on that one. But it'll be fascinating and fun to kind of figure it out. So let's all line our back, knees bent. Oh, and here's Nani. Soles of the feet. Oh, on the mat, and you go for my armpit. We just had the best cuddle last night. He got a new bed, but just thought it was a chew toy. And then he figured it out this morning. So imprint your lower back into the mat. Nice long neck, chin tucked, eyes soft. Everything's soft. Close your eyes, guys. Find your Ujjayi breath. Remember, when we control the breath, there's a slight control of the mind. And then bring your awareness to the big toes of both feet. Draw a line through the arches of the heels, outer edge of the feet to little toes, remain of the toes. Feeling the pulse in the veins, tops of the feet. And then ankles, and then shins and calves. So calves melt away from the bone. and then knees, and then thighs and hamstrings. And then hips, lower back, buttocks heavy on the mat. And then middle back imprints and upper back. Spine fully supported, guys, belly soft, diaphragm soft, chest nice and expansive, soft. Arms are heavy, the neck is long, the jaw is soft, the eyes soft. Everything is soft. Feeling the pulse in the body. We'll drop in the sutras, so bring your awareness to the throat chakra, which is all about creativity. So the first sutra we'll drop in is creativity. 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 Second sutra is affluence. 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 Third sutra is abundance. 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 And the fourth sutra is discernment. 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 Creativity, affluence, abundance, discernment, creativity, affluence, abundance, and discernment. So creativity, we drop in that sutra so that we have access to our cosmic mind that thinks way bigger than our limbic human mind. Affluence has been our... Affluence I associate with allowance. We want to draw things in, let things be. And abundance is then what manifests. But we want to get a sense of having what it is we desire, our evolutionary desires, not compulsive desires, before it manifests in the physical world. So abundance is feeling it before it actually happens. Because it's really the feeling... We like the idea, the joy of having what we want is how it makes us feel. And then discernment is being able to make correct choice making. So as we go through our journey to what we want, our evolutionary desires, if we go off our path, we can make correct decision making to realign. We always go off our path, guys. It's just the nature of the beast. We call it contrast. All right, coming onto our hands and knees. I'm going to move my viscerally fat body. So we're on our hands and knees. Squeeze your knees together and then drive the tops of the feet into the mat. And then exhale, lengthen through the armpits. Inhale, chin touch, round back, plank. And then exhale, a little puppy to navigate here. Hello. Plank. Exhale. Plank. Exhale. And then walk your knees forward. One thing I was really happy about with my scan is how I just loved my bones. My bones I was very happy with. I've always had rock solid bones, so I'm really, really appreciative of that. I don't know if that's genetics or what. I think Nadi has good bones. I think you've got great bones, Nadi. Your stitches come out tomorrow, do you mind? Alright guys, and then circles. We're going to make big circles. I didn't know my outfit. Nadi! You weirdo. Both directions, guys. Alright, guys, and then child's pose. Or puppy pose. Alright guys, coming all the way up, and we'll go do some hips. Alright, so we'll put one foot on the opposite thigh and then thread your hand through the triangle. I'm going to feel the stretch in the hip of the top leg of thigh, there. Nani this close up looks like he should have been on Star Wars. Yeah. You don't even have a nose. So I think when you look at Star Wars, they base a lot of the characters on features of animals, and I see a lot of French bulldogs in Star Wars, I think. Huh? You don't even have a nose. So some of you might be satisfied just with the hip and this expression. If you want to go deeper, you can grab the foot. We'll do that in a moment. We'll just warm it up a little bit. I like this on the lower back as well. I actually do little circles just to open up the lower back, massage the lower back. Nutty, you're so ridiculous. People are very enchanted with Nutty. I'm in love with Nutty. A little man, aren't you? He's wondering why I'm so close and not giving him a kiss or a cuddle. So I'm going to do it. See, you want to kiss, you get one. So your foot's in line with your face. The higher the foot, the more of a stretch in the outer edge there. It's pulling that foot towards your face, guys. Now, if you want to go for the bind, you can. And if you want to straighten the leg regardless of expression, guys, you can do that. You can straighten the leg even if you're doing this version as well. Ooh. And the higher that foot, the more glute minimus. Just a few more breaths. And off he goes. Good job, guys. And then change. Give it a shake. So usually the leg we just stretched feels a lot longer than the other. And so we'll match them up. Otherwise, we don't want to walk in circles, old joke. Alright. guys. I want to do crazy lady groin stretch again. Yeah. Wow, I'm tired of this side, so you can just keep pulling that foot towards the chest. No. Did you see anyone? Naughty? And then go for it, guys. Wow, so I'm a lot tighter, guys. I don't think I'll be able to do a bind today. I'm just going to hang out. Good minimus. My acupuncturist is working on this at the moment. Wear and tear. And then change. Well done, guys. Oh, and then straighten both legs. Wow. Hopefully they'll match. So crazy lady groin stretch. You're going to need maybe 2 pillows, some of you, if you want. And what's wrong with you, Nardi? You just want to be everywhere. You're so cute. Alright guys, so the drill is this. Well actually that might not work, actually, Nardi. You bring your knees super wide and your heels out wide, and then you want to drop into your elbows. I don't think it's going to work, Natty. You want to drop into your elbows with the pillow kind of underneath, and what you want to do from here is reverse the butt back, okay? So when you reverse the butt back, you get a stretch in the groin. It's really important that the heels are just in line with or slightly wider than the knees, and then you'll target that a little more. Yeah, there it is. And just relax into it. Now if you double fold, if you have 2 pillows, great, or you can just double fold the cushion you've got. Slowly reversing the butt back. Oh, this is good. I call it letting the air in. Seems to be really important for women as well. Taking that heat out, especially when you're in your cycle, girls. This is sometimes really satisfying to do. It can go either way. Just experiment with it. There's also for men, I know that when you hit 40s in Ayurveda, the ischial tuberosities, I think they're called, where you get this sort of crystalline build-up in the groin. Sometimes squatting down, sitting in a squatted position helps this. This pose can also help just bring blood to this area. Raining outside, lady. So we're getting to the insertion point of the adductors here, guys. Hang in there, guys, just a few more breaths. Good job, guys. And then change. Coming into your belly, wow. It never gets easier, huh? Beautiful, guys. So we'll go to Savasana, okay? And I might like to, you might want to do a butterfly Savasana. So what we do is we bring our heels together, bring our knees out wide. Creativity, affluence, abundance, discernment. So guys, another thing that's been really helpful is by dropping in these sutras, I've become creative about my perspective on things. I've really enjoyed this time off, to be quite honest, just because I've chosen to make the most of it. I've been very creative. But even with this health thing, when I looked at, there were some things I was really happy with, but there were things that need a bit of work. I decided to go about it with a more of a, I wonder, isn't this interesting? And I look forward to playing with and bringing my BMI scores to where I want them to be, instead of getting really anxious and going, holy shit, this is bad, so you judge it. Therefore I have to do this to be good, which is a judgment. So it'd be really interesting to see with these small little tweaks what changes occur in my body. It'd be really nice to see. So it's all about how you approach whatever comes your way. I think before yoga I would have really panicked or felt a sense of shame, but I think that's all just wasted. You don't need to do any of that. Just realign. Creativity, affluence, abundance, discernment. Alright guys, so just relaxing, and I'll pull you out in a few minutes. Thank you. Stretch your arms overhead. I'm going to just get around Nari. Get a view of my fat ass. Alright guys, thanks so much. Namaste, and I'll see you tomorrow. Wow.